Kids are out of school for summer, but I bet you have that big pile of stuff that just kind of fell out of the backpack when they came home on that last day. I've got tips to help you get organized. This is a problem that I hear from every mom and dad. We love our kids so much, so really everything that they do we think is just amazing, right? It is, but you don't have to hold on to everything. Let's figure out what is truly important and what is something that your child will want to see again 30 years down the road. If your mom is like most moms, they've held on to every single thing, every note, every piece of homework, every story, every picture that you've drawn, and now they're trying to give it to you.
Awkward.
I hate to say it, guys, but your kids don't want it. And I will say this, you're not only creating future stress for yourself, because if you save every single thing that comes through your door, you're gonna run out of room to store it. But it's also future stress for your kids, because I guarantee you, they don't want it. I'm not a monster.
Godzilla, king of the monsters. Incredible titan of terror.
I understand that we need to hold on to some of those things, but this is why I'm offering some simple solutions to help keep you organized. So how do you decide what to save and what to get rid of? Start with your kids. Sit down with them, go through all of those papers with them. See if they have any emotional attachment, if they have a special memory of when they drew that picture or what they were thinking when they wrote that story or that book report. If it is special to them now, it could probably be special to them in a few years and they'd like to see it again. You also need to consider your own attachment. You need to look at it and say, is there an actual attachment to this? Do I have a specific memory? Is this a picture of something that is really meaningful to me? I think this is especially true when your kiddos are much younger. So when they send home those Mother's Day gifts with the footprints and the handprints, or the first time they drew X, Y, and Z, that is special. So hang on to those. But you don't need every single piece of artwork. My daughter is a beautiful artist. She loves drawing rainbows. If I kept every single picture of a rainbow, wow, we'd fill up this entire house. The last thing you want is just to hang on to everything and not get to enjoy it. So if it's all sitting in a box, you don't get to see it. So when they do bring home some really pretty artwork, I display them. We've got an area in our playroom. It's just a simple string with some clothespins, and I hang up that artwork and we get to look at it and enjoy it for a little bit. But when we get new artwork, I take the other ones down and those go away. I've also framed some of their art in the hallway, and we can rotate that out as the kids get older. I've also saved some of their pictures and given them to family members as a card or just art for them to enjoy as well. Here's the thing to remember. If you keep everything, you will not get to enjoy any of it. Okay, so you've sorted through everything. Now you need a way to store it. These are some of my favorite ways to do so. This is how I do my own kids. This is a plastic bin from Container Store, and then I put little files in here, and each one is labeled for the grade. So I pick out my very favorite things from each grade, and we'll add to it as she grows. Right now she's about to finish kindergarten, but this one is not overfilled. I will say it's just my very favorite items, but that way everything is sorted nice and neat with whatever grade and age she is. But this is everything. Notice it goes through all of the grades. That's it. That's all I've saved so far. If you're not interested in a big bin, a binder works great too. You could have one binder per school year. Fill it up with little file folders, and you can slide into the clear plastic holders as well. And that way it's kind of like a book as they look through all the hard work that they finished in a school year. And my last idea is really good for all of that wonderful artwork that they bring home. You put it into a book. So you start with taking a picture of the art itself, getting a digital copy of that, and then you can go to Shutterfly, Vistaprint, wherever they make bound books, and you kind of create a coffee table book, if you will, of all of your child's artwork, and then you can display it. And when people come over, grandparents, if they're interested in looking through everything that they've done that year, you have a beautiful way to save and also remember their hard work. That's actually not what this is. This is my son's baby book, but just to give you a visual of it, this also makes a great gift idea. So this is all good things to keep in mind if you're in the active parent stage. You've got kids bringing stuff home. But you grandparents, if you already have all of this stuff sitting in your attic, this is for you. Keep this in mind. Your kids don't want it. Most of it. And if you bring it over to them in just a giant box, the odds of them sitting down and really looking through everything and keeping everything are very, very slim. What's more likely to happen is that they will take that box and put it right into the trash. And all those years of you moving it from house to house or carefully placing it up in the attic and using up valuable space in your own home, it's just kind of a waste, right? We don't want that. So here's your opportunity to go through and kind of take that same mindset. Go through the box, have that same conversation with yourself. Do I actually remember this book report? Does my child remember this book report? Is it important? Set it aside if the answer is yes. If the answer is no, you don't remember where it came from, you don't remember why they drew that picture of that random dog, just get rid of it. It goes away. The general idea is whatever space you have designated as the holding place for these items, you have to respect that space. So if you start to run out of room, you're saving maybe too much stuff and try to pare it down again. But just respect the space that you have allowed for their belongings. I hope this conversation kind of helps bridge a disconnect between generations. Our parents, our grandparents, they grew up holding on to everything, and that's just the way things were. My generation, we don't have the same attachment to stuff. So we need to be able to respect each other. We need to remember that this was done out of love. But of course, grandparents, you guys gotta remember too that we don't have the same attachment to stuff as you did when you were growing up. By working together and having this conversation and respecting where everyone is coming from, I think this will help kids from feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. Why did you save all this stuff? But also for grandparents, I don't want your feelings to be hurt that they don't want it. Let's work together and we'll figure out a good solution. All of this circles back to my number one organizing tip, which I've already made a video for. You can check it out right here. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Happy sorting.